Hey there, folks. Welcome to episode 144 of the Bible Difficulties and Answers podcast. I'm your host, Lance Smith, and today we're diving into a question that's knottier than a tangle of Christmas lights fresh out of storage. We're tackling this puzzle. How can God command, "You must not murder," in Exodus 20:13, and then just a chapter later in Exodus 21:12 say that murderers should be put to death? It's like God's setting a no speeding rule on the highway and then telling the traffic cop to pull over anyone burning rubber at 90 miles an hour. So grab your coffee, maybe a muffin or two, and let's unpack this like it's a toolbox on a big repair job. Let's lay it out. Exodus 20:13 from the New Living Translation. God drops this sixth commandment. You must not murder. Sounds straightforward, like a keep off the grass sign. No killing, case closed. But then turn the page to Exodus 21:12 and we get this. Anyone who assaults and kills another person must be put to death. Wait a minute. Did God just switch gears faster than a race car driver at Daytona? How can the Bible say don't kill and then demand that someone be killed for killing? It's like telling your team to play fair, then sidelining someone for breaking the rules. Let's grab our riches and get under the hood on this one. This question we're studying today comes straight from the Big Book of Bible Difficulties by Norman Geisler and Thomas Howe, where they note that some of the confusion comes from older translations like the King James Version, which renders Exodus 20:13 as "thou shalt not kill." That broad wording makes it sound like any loss of life is a no-go, which seems to crash head-on with the death penalty in Exodus 21:12. So, is God playing fast and loose with his own rules? Or is there something we're missing, like the fine print on a warranty? First, let's get technical with some Hebrew, because words matter more than the bright spark plug on your engine. The word in Exodus 20:13 translated as murder in the New Living Translation is ratsik. This isn't a blanket term for all killing. Ratsik specifically means unlawful, intentional killing. Think premeditated, cold-blooded murder, not self-defense or a soldier's order in battle. The more general Hebrew word for killing, hereg, isn't what's used here. So when God says you must not murder, he's targeting rogue, malicious acts of taking life, not every situation where someone's clock stops ticking. Now, shift gears to Exodus 21:12. This verse is about someone who's committed ratsik, a deliberate, fatal attack. The command to put the murderer to death isn't a green light for folks to start swinging hammers like it's the Hunger Games. It's a judicial order, part of Israel's civil law, where the community, under God's authority, carries out justice. As H.B. Charles Jr. says in his sermon online, A Matter of Life and Death, the sixth commandment does not prohibit all killing, only unlawful killing. It's not murder for the state to execute justice. This is like the difference between you trying to fix your neighbor's car without permission and a licensed mechanic doing the job right. To make sense of this, we need to zoom out and look at the blueprint of biblical law. Exodus 20:13 is part of the Ten Commandments, the core principles for God's people. It's God telling individuals, don't play vigilante, murder's off limits. It's like a no trespassing sign on someone's property, stay out of their life. But Exodus 21:12 is from the Civil Code, the rule book for how Israel, as a nation, handles lawbreakers. It's like the difference between me telling my grandkids not to wrestle in the living room and a referee calling a foul in a professional basketball game. The sixth commandment is about personal conduct, while Exodus 21:12 is about the community keeping the gears of justice turning smoothly. Why the death penalty for murderers? It's not about settling scores like kids trading punches in the schoolyard. It's about justice and the value of human life. Genesis 9:6 in the New Living Translation says, "If anyone takes a human life, that person's life will also be taken by human hands, for God made human beings in His own image. Murder isn't just a crime against a person, it's like spray painting graffiti on God's masterpiece. The death penalty in Exodus 21:12 shows that life is so valuable, taking it unlawfully demands a serious fix. Now, you might be thinking, hold on, Lance, isn't the death penalty just more killing? Fair question. But in God's design, it's not about piling on violence. It's about restoring balance, like recalibrating a scale after someone's tipped it unfairly. Back then, ancient Israel didn't have maximum security jails or GPS trackers. A murderer left unchecked was like a loose bolt rattling around in a machine, ready to cause more damage. As the Upwards blog puts it, the death penalty was a means to uphold justice and protect the sanctity of life, not to encourage violence. It's about keeping the system running, not letting it grind to a halt. Here's the big picture. God's the master architect. As the one who designed life, He gets to draw up the plans for when it can be taken justly. Wars, self-defense, or judicial executions, like in Exodus 21:12, fall under His blueprint, not ours to mess with. The prohibition in Exodus 20:13 is for individuals going rogue, like someone hot-wiring a car they don't own. But when God, through His appointed authorities, calls for capital punishment, it's part of His design to keep things in balance. H.B. Charles Jr. nails it. God alone has the right to give and take life, and He delegates that authority in specific cases to human governments. It's like an architect deciding which walls stay up and which come down. Everyone follows the plan. All right, let's bring this back to today. What does this ancient law mean for us now? While we're not under Israel's civil code, the principle of valuing life still holds, like a well-maintained engine that keeps humming. Exodus 20:13 calls us to respect every person's life from start to finish. And though justice systems differ, some places still have capital punishment. Others don't. The idea that murder demands a serious response, though, is universal. It's like making sure a machine's safety protocols are in place to prevent breakdowns. This also challenges us to check our own hearts. Ever wanted to fix someone who cut you off in traffic or wronged you at work? Exodus 20:13 says, cool your jets. Let God handle the big picture. Leave justice to God and the authorities He's put in place. As A.P. Holt writes on his blog, the command not to murder is a call to trust God's justice rather than taking matters into our own hands. It's like handing over the tools to a professional instead of trying to rebuild an engine yourself. So, is there a contradiction between Exodus 20:13 and Exodus 21:12? Not at all. It's as smooth as a freshly paved road. The sixth commandment bans unlawful murder by individuals, while Exodus 21:12 sets up a system of justice for those who break that rule. The Hebrew word ratzik, the moral versus judicial context, and God's sovereignty all fit together like a perfectly tuned machine. There's no conflict, just a well-designed plan to protect life and keep things running right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. If this episode got your wheels spinning, let's keep the conversation rolling. Drop your thoughts on our Bible Difficulties and Answers Facebook page or shoot me an email at BibleDifficultiesandAnswers@gmail.com. If you're enjoying the show, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, or YouTube. It's like giving a high five to your mechanic for a job well done. All episodes are at BibleDifficultiesandAnswers.podbean.com. Next Friday, we're tackling another biblical puzzle. Was the altar in Exodus 20:24 made of earth or wood? Until then, I'm Lance Smith, wishing you good luck, good health, and God bless. So long, everybody.